Tonight on Chronicle, the healing power of art.
It was 2 hours, 2.5 hours of not thinking about what you're going through.
How Kathleen Robbins uses her talents to bring color to the lives of cancer patients.
Hi, Lois. It definitely reduces what could be a very stressful time for them because we're focusing on, something that brings a little normalcy, I think, to a clinical situation.
Well, our first story tonight, it's one of hope, healing, and bright, vibrant color.
A local artist is using her talents to help cancer patients begin to heal through art.
Armed only with a paintbrush, she is lifting spirits and bringing color to the canvases and faces of cancer patients fighting for their lives.
Tonight we talk to Kathleen Robbins as she pushes a cart full of hope through the halls of Exeter Hospital and hear from the patients who say that she's helped them on their road to recovery.
So many of the other places that you go to, you always talk about the cancer and the treatment, and this way was kind of an escape.
When you're in the process of painting, you're just inside your own being, and here's a place to express it and let it out.
I have a list here of thoughts, emotions, things that you can think about, but this exercise is really about, picking 2 or 3 colors that appeal to you, thinking about something that you would like to express.
From wallpaper to watercolors, Exeter Hospital's art program is helping to heal and bring color back into the lives of cancer patients. The hospital has had art therapy in their cancer center for over a decade, but it's their latest artist, Kathleen Robbins, who's bringing the creative and the healing process to a whole new level.
When I was in the second year of graduate school, in October of that year, my sister was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer and passed away in January of that year. So it was very hard time for me and my family. I almost dropped out of school. I couldn't imagine going to my studio and painting landscape and still life, which was what I was doing at the time. I just didn't feel any passion.
But Kathleen decided to stay in graduate school, and she painted her way through her grief.
It really was a journey from, going through all of those emotions. And it was an incredible healing tool for me. So when I heard about this position at the hospital, I thought, oh, this couldn't be more perfect for me, having really understood the power of the creative process.
Kathleen has been such a wonderful addition to the Cancer Center, and she deserves so much credit for the growth of the program and the success and the joy that it brings to our patients' lives.
Hi, Lois. Hi, Phil. I developed a program where I work with patients one-on-one in the infusion area. And it's really become a wonderful thing for me because I have the opportunity to, I think, bring a creative process to someone who normally wouldn't consider themselves an artist. Today what we're going to do is we're going to now use some paint to paint just basically the edges of the collage to kind of pull it together, give it a little bit more dimension. It definitely reduces I think what could be a very stressful time for them because we're focusing on, something that brings a little normalcy, I think, to a clinical situation. I think also giving them some choices.
It's a welcome thing for them to see, and especially if they're working on a project, they actually will do it in phases, and so that the next time that they come in, they're actually looking forward to doing the next phase of the project, as opposed to, I have to come here and have an infusion today. They have a positive thing to do while they're here.
So were you surprised at how fast this kind of came together?
Yeah, it's...
We were able to do
we
this.
picked it out one week, put it together, and then painted it.
Yeah.
It was really quick. It certainly passes the time away.
So let me hold this back so you can take a look at it, so we can kind of get a perspective on it. Looks great.
Kathleen, a professional artist with her own studio in Portsmouth, also teaches group classes at the hospital where patients work through their emotions with their paintbrushes.
It's really about just letting the color, the mark, the movement, just kind of flow.
Most people are just here with an idea that they want an experience. They don't expect to be artists at the end of it, and that's not the point.
I thought I was somewhat artistic, but I never really painted. I didn't know what to do with a brush. And you've learned? I've learned a lot, and I do some at home now. And
it's been wonderful. It's totally just takes you away from all your problems. It's gratifying. It's fun to be in the creative moment. You're totally caught up in what you're doing, and you're not thinking about any of the problems. And it's just, it's fun to have the output when you're done.
It was 2 hours, 2.5 hours of not thinking about what you're going through.
Her work doesn't end here. She takes her art cart all over the hospital. You can see her and her students' finished work hanging on the walls, and you can even catch her painting while patients wait for their appointments.
As you know, that that wait area can sometimes be a very stressful place. So when Amy Litterini and I were discussing what we could do that would be more interactive, with me actually doing some painting, we decided that was a perfect area.
Besides brightening the hallways and waiting rooms at the hospital, Kathleen's art, along with her students' finished pieces, is going to help the financial needs of cancer patients through Beyond the Rainbow Fund.
And those proceeds are used for patients that may be uninsured or underinsured, for things that they need in their daily lives, bills that they are unable to pay. And in this economy, it's certainly a fund that we use quite frequently.
As for Kathleen's students, well, they're hoping to beat their battle with cancer and continue their love for art. Both student and teacher know the emotional wounds the disease can leave behind, and they plan to use the creative skills they've learned as therapy as they continue to heal.
I get as much from what they're doing, even though they might see themselves as beginners. Everyone has a different way of looking at the world, seeing things and interpreting them. And so I'm always amazed at what people can produce.